भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आसिया तेना नविद व्यथा भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आसिया तेना नविद व्यथा তোমার চরণে আসিয়াছি আমি বলিব দুঃখের কথা তোমার চরণে আসিয়াছি আমি বলিব দুঃখের কথা জাননি জঠারে ছিলাম যখন विषम बंधन पाशे जननी जठारे एक बार प्रभु देखा दिया मोरे वांछित दिन दासे एक बार प्रभु देखा दिया मोरे वांछित दिन दासे तको न भाविन जन्म पाइया करिब भजन तब तको न भाविन जन्म पाइया करिब भजन जन्म होइल पड़ी माया जाले न होइल ज्ञान लाभ जन्म होइल पड़ी माया जाले न होइल ज्ञान लाभ आधारेर छेले स्वजनेर कोले आसिया काटन काल आधारेर छेले आसिया काटन काल जनक जननी स्नेहिते भूलिया संसार लागिल भालो जनक जननी स्नेहिते भूलिया संसार लागिल भालो क्रमे दिन दीना बालक होइया भेलिनु बालक क्रमे दिन दीना बालक होइया भेलिनु बालक आर किछु दिन ज्ञान उपजिल पाठ पढ़िया ज्ञान उपजिल पाठ पढ़िया विद्यार गौरवे ब्रह्मी देश देशे धन उपार्जन कोरी विद्यार गौरवे ब्रह्मी देश देशे धन उपार्जन कोरी स्वजन पालना करिए कमाने बोले नो तुम्हारे हारी स्वजन पालना करिए कमाने बोले नो तुम्हारे हारी बोले नो तुम्हारे हारी बोले नो तुम्हारे हारी बारदा के कोना भक्त विनोद Kandiya katarati Bhadake kona Bhakati vinoda Kandiya katarati Na bhajiya tore dina brita gelo Kona ke habe gati Na bhajiya tore Kona ke habe gati Na bhajiya tore dina brita gelo Kona ke habe gati Na bhajiya tore dina brita gelo Kona ke habe gati Kona ke habe gati Kona ke habe gati Kona ke habe gati Bolia tomare sansara asiya Nana vidya jata 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 Tomara charana siyachi ami Bole bodhu ke gata Tomara charana siyachi ami Bole bodhu ke gata Tomare charane siyachi ami Bole bodhu ke gata Tomara charane asiyachi 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 ami Bole bodhu ke gata Tomara charane Bole bodhu ke gata Ek baar Prabhu dekha diya more Ek baar Prabhu dekha diya more Vanchilaye dina dase Ek baar Prabhu dekha diya more Ek baar Prabhu dekha diya more Vanchilaye dina dase Ek baar Prabhu dekha diya more Vanchilaye dina dase Ek baar Prabhu dekha diya more Vanchilaye dina dase Ek baar Prabhu dekha diya more Vanchilaye dina dase Ek baar Prabhu dekha diya more Kako nama venu janama paeya Kore bobodono tomo Kako nama venu janama paeya Kore bobodono tomo Janama hoy no padi maya jale Na hoy lo gyano lovo Janama hoy no Na hoy Janaka janani snehete boleya Sansar lage lo bolo Janaka janani snehete boleya Sansar lage lo bolo আর কিছুদিনে জ্ঞান উপাধিল পাঠ পড়িয়া হার আর কিছুদিনে জ্ঞান উপাধিল যোজন পালনা করিয়ে কামানে বলিল তোমারে হরে সজন পালন করিয়ে কামানে বলিল তোমারে হরে সজন পালন করিয়ে কামানে বলিল তোমারে হরে করিয়ে কামানে বলিল তোমারে বাতাকে কোনা ভক্তি বিনোদ কান্দিয়া কাতরতি ভক্তি বিনোদ কান্দিয়া কাতরতি না ভজিয়া তোরে দিনা বৃথা গেল এখন কে খাবে গতি না ভজিয়া তোরে দিনা বৃথা গেল এখন কে খাবে এখন কে হবে গতি এখন কে হবে গতি Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar Shri Radhe. Jai Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar Shri Radhe. Shama Sundar. Jai Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Jai Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Jai Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Jai Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada. गौर प्रेमानंदे श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तनम की जय, शील प्रभुपाद की जय. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagapate Gopesha Gopinath Shriradha Namaste Taptakanchana Gaurani Girirajhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Nilachila Nikasaya Nityaya Paramanamane Balabhadra Suvadraya Shri Jagannathaya Namah Vamshakalpataruneshya Vilasadurubhyaya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Om Sarvakitacham Pahumagayate Yadkripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinaparam Paramanandanalam Shri Chaitanyam Shanam Spiritual knowledge has a remarkable contrast to material knowledge. Whereas we see in our experience of material knowledge pretty much remains on a theoretical platform. Means it is uploaded somehow into memory before the exams. It is downloaded during the exam. It is forgotten ever after. Or in more pictorial terms, to say that we somehow gobble it up before the exams, swallow it down, vomit it out in the examination paper, and forget it. And that's pretty much how we are coursing through our academic education tire. But spiritual knowledge is a different world altogether. It's a different regulation altogether. It's a different concept altogether. Why? Because the efficacy of spiritual knowledge lies in application and imbibition, and not just information. So therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, there are many succinct and precise definitions of what is called as knowledge, of who is a person in knowledge. And one of the elaborate definitions comes in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, comes in the 12th chapter, 12 to 20, and again it comes in 13th chapter, 8 to 13 verses. So how does the Lord Krishna define what is called as knowledge? Is knowledge about specializations into various sectors of technology, or various sectors of the commodities we have in this world. That Krishna defines knowledge in terms of qualities exhibited by an individual. So the manifestation of knowledge comes in behavior. This is a beautiful, wonderful revelation that the Lord has given. And knowledge is supposed to reflect in behavior. And how does spiritual knowledge reflect in behavior? Spiritual knowledge reflects in the form of manifestation of godly or saintly qualities in one's behavior. So behavioral traits will exhibit divine traits, divine gifts. Behavioral traits will exhibit divine gifts with the imbibition of spiritual knowledge. And therefore, Lord Krishna defines knowledge in terms of 18 qualities. So exhibition of knowledge becomes, okay, now we understand from this that the exhibition of knowledge is coming in terms of manifestation of 18 qualities, divine qualities in one's behavioral pattern. But how does acquirement of knowledge come from? Or where does acquirement of knowledge, what? Now, when we are trying to acquire knowledge, then what is happening with us? So when knowledge is there, knowledge will manifest in terms of exhibition of 18 different qualities. Let's have a look at these qualities as well. Then we'll talk about the process of acquiring knowledge. How does it differ from the stage when knowledge is acquired? The knowledge is acquired is the desired goal, but the process of acquiring knowledge is what we have to embark upon. This is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, text 8 to 12. Amanitvam adambitvam ahimsa shantirarjavam Acharyopasanam shaucham Sthairyam atmavinigraha Indriyartheshu vairakyam Ahankara evacha Janma mrityu jada pyati Dukkha doshanu darshanam Asaktirama vishvanga Putradara grihatishu Nityam chasama chittatvam Ishthan nishtho papatayu papatishu Maichananya yogena Bhaktir vyabhicharini Vivikta desha sevitvam Aratir jana samsadi Adhyatma jnana nityatvam Tattva jnanartha darshanam Etat jnanamiti proktam Ajnanam yatato anyatha The Lord Krishna is speaking. Humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease, detachment freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest. Even-mindedness, pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance. So this is how the Lord very elaborately describes what is called as knowledge. Knowledge has to be manifested in terms of these exhibition of these 18 different divine qualities, which the Lord is mentioning here. So what are these 18 qualities all about? In this series of Vaishnava training workshop, we'll spend a good amount of time meditating on into the depths of each of these qualities, with a perspective of practical imbibition and application, with a perspective of a systematic practice, a regularized practice, to be able to uphold these divine qualities. So now the point is this, that each of these qualities, starting from amanitvam, humility, each of these qualities, they are not one-off accomplishments. Okay, mastered humility, done. Huh? So they are not, but each of these qualities, they are like one department, like computer science. So you can never say mastered computer science, because it is oceanic. You can only say to what degree you have gone. One can say, okay, I'm a bachelor's in computer science, I'm a master's in computer science, I'm a PhD in computer science, and postdoctorate in computer science. So one can only talk about stages to what one has traversed into this department. So this department is like an ocean in one sense. There is a lot of knowledge, and we can only talk about milestones to which we have gone. Similarly, each of these Vaishnava qualities are like departments. Humility, one can do a postdoctorate in humility. So we have to take admission, first year humility, second year humility, like that. And then similarly, tolerance, simplicity, philosophical search for the absolute truth. So these are like oceans, these are like departments, like electrical, mechanical, chemical, and one can pick up pick up and go. Now we understand so now an interesting aspect comes up. The one may say, oh, I need to have a bachelor's in all 18 of them to be able to please God, or to be able to fulfill the criteria, selection criteria for God. See, companies have selection criteria. Some companies have 6-round interviews, 2 rounds, written, analytical, algorithm, AI, and then multiple rounds of interviews, technical interviews, HR interviews. Similarly, the Lord's criteria for getting a job, getting recruited into the eternal Dham of the Lord, 18 different qualities. So 18 degrees. So see, this is another vibhuti, or another beautiful area wherein material knowledge very much differs from spiritual knowledge. The spiritual knowledge is very much integrated and holistic. We'll talk about it a lot, and explore and dissect it a lot, or explore it in great depths tomorrow evening in our activity time. But spiritual knowledge is a very integrated knowledge, holistic knowledge, whereas material knowledge is very dissected knowledge. So therefore, in material knowledge, we do one thing, then we only know one thing. But in spiritual knowledge, if we do one thing, we also grow in all other things. So we focus on one Vaishnava quality and zoom on it, then all others also slowly grow. Just like, you have suppose a net, suppose there is a net, like you get birds in a net, like that type of net. So if the net is there all around, we pick up the net from any point. Does the whole net get picked up or only that point gets picked up? In material plane, only the point gets picked up. So person may be a PhD in computer science, but he may not know how to cook a sabji and chapati. So only that point gets picked up. And person may be, I remember I was very, so I was thinking I'm computer science, I'm CSE, I'm 9-pointer, I'm the top of the world, I'm like that. So at the end of first year, I went to my grandfather's place. So my grandfather asked me, "Hey, computer science engineer has come." So he was appreciating a lot. He was clapping and he said, "Very nice, my engineer candidate has come," like that. And then he said, and then he was talking here and there, was asking about my life here and there. I was not a devotee much here. And then he said, "Arey, you're a computer science engineer. Our computer is not working." So when he said our computer is not working, so my head started reeling. What am I going to do if the computer is not working? So I only knew how to open the cabinet, and if there is moisture in the RAM, and I can remove the moisture and put it back again and try to reboot. And I tried that out, it didn't work. So after that I had no clue. And everybody looking, computer science engineer, IIT. So our material knowledge is like that. We know something a little bit. Spiritual knowledge is a very integrated knowledge. Therefore, we focus on one, everything else also grows. So everything else, it is like a net, it gets picked up on all levels. So therefore it is explained that now the process of acquiring knowledge is like this, that you see, when person is in knowledge, then all these qualities are by default installed. Default installation. Default installation means as soon as reboot takes place, all these scripts become active. So as soon as somebody wakes a person up, immediately humility, tolerance, simplicity, everything comes. Like that. So that's called as person in knowledge. Now all of these qualities are default. That means they are in the boot script. And as soon as reboot will happen, immediately those qualities will manifest. Now we are in the process of acquiring this knowledge. Now this process of acquiring knowledge, what we are supposed to do is, that means all these qualities are not defaults. None of them are defaults into our scripts. So then what we are supposed to do is, so then what do we do? We wait for Krishna to install these qualities in our heart. So then we have to, so then what do? We should try to somehow or the other, with great strength, strain, struggle, uphold different aspects of these qualities. And it won't be natural for us. So there will be great strain. There will be great struggle. No. At some point of time you may feel like shouting. But then so inside volcano is coming out. But then we understand one has to be humble. So one should say, "Sorry Prabhuji, please forgive me." At the inside, so you see, there is going to be a great struggle in that. It takes guts to do that. So why? Because it is not default. But even though it is not default, great strength, strain, struggle, we try to uphold these qualities. By that, we are praying and showing to Krishna, "Krishna, I want them installed in my heart. Please be merciful." And when Krishna sees that this devotee is very sincere and he is struggling and trying, but he is not overstepping the maryada of these qualities, the Lakshman Rekha of these qualities, then the Lord is going to make these qualities default in our heart. And then you will see life becomes extremely ecstatic. So that's how these qualities are there. Now one thing what happens is that by the practice of the 9 limbs of devotional service, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. So by the practice of the Navavida Bhakti, these 9 processes of devotional service, that means hearing, chanting, ending Mangalarati, chanting the holy names, reading Srila Prabhupada books, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, worshipping the deities, by all these the various services, by all these devotional activities, our heart starts getting cleansed. And to the degree our heart starts getting cleansed, these Vaishnava qualities, which are a characteristic, intrinsic characteristic of the spirit soul, they start getting awakened. So that is the automatic channel which is happening. Therefore, in our spiritual practices, like the morning program, like the chanting of the holy names, like the association of the devotees, like the reading of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad, we should not be slack. Because the cleansing is happening, these qualities are getting awakened. But now in addition to that, we are conscious, and consciously we try to live by certain parameters of these qualities, then these qualities get awakened faster. And when these qualities get awakened faster, so now, other than chanting, also we are consciously trying to live by these principles, these qualities. And these qualities get awakened faster. And it reflects in the increasing the quality of our chanting, reading, arati also. So it's like mutual feedback. Mutual feedback loop. The circuitry gives a mutual feedback or amplification. Each one amplifies the other. And that is how, therefore, to be intellectually cognizant of these qualities, to struggle to live by the direction which our intellectual cognizance is giving now, as to the directionality or the trajectory which these qualities show, and the practice of the core limbs of devotional service together is going to make a very fast combination of purification and installation of divinity. So, with that introduction, let's dive into two of these qualities today. Today we'll focus on Amanitvam, Adamnitvam. Humility and Adamnitvam is pridelessness. Humility and pridelessness. So I would request all of you from Bhagavad Gita, please read this word series from 8 to 12, especially read the translation and especially the purport. This purport given by Srila Prabhupada is a long purport, but very, very special purport, because in the purport Srila Prabhupada gives the very definitions of each of these 18 qualities, which are going to give us they give various definitions of these various qualities. Because otherwise, from a material perspective, many of these qualities are not much understood. Rather, they are misunderstood. So, Amanitvam, Adamnitvam. Let us read the definition of humility as given by Srila Prabhupada. Very good. Amanitvam means, see, mana means pride. Amana means absence of pride. So that's called as humility. Dambha is another variant of pride. The difference we will explore. Adambha means again pridelessness. So amana, adambha, amanitva, adambhitva. When we touch upon dambha, we will see the difference between mana and dambha. As of now, let's take a common term. Humility, pridelessness. Pride and humility. Srila Prabhupada is explaining humility means that one should not be anxious to have the satisfaction of being honored by others. The material conception of life makes us very eager to receive honor from others. But from the point of view of a man in perfect knowledge, who knows that he is not this body, anything, honor or dishonor, pertaining to this body is useless. One should not be hankering after this material deception. Srila Prabhupada is saying humility means that one should not be anxious to have the satisfaction of being honored by others. Let's try to take this up. Many times you will see in the material world this quality of humility is misunderstood, and therefore it is seen from a different perspective. Outside people sometimes consider humility as a sign of weakness. Oh, one is very humble, meek and humble. He cannot even speak out his needs because he is meek and humble. Anybody can pounce and butcher on such a person because he is meek and humble. So modern day world, humility is seen in terms of is seen as something similar to inferiority complex. But humility is way different from inferiority complex. It is nothing. It is not at all. It is very different from inferiority complex. Humility is completely different. One time I remember we were in IIM, in Institute of Management, Bangalore, and we were trying to talk to some of the students and enroll them for Bhagavad classes, which we were conducting weekly. So it was around 10 o'clock, we were just about to go back. But then I thought, okay, let's explore one more wing, 7-8 rooms. Or we were just exploring, we were just passing through one wing, and sometimes the rooms are closed. So one or two rooms are open. I thought, okay, let's go to this one room since it is open, and then we can go back. So we landed in that place. So there were two gentlemen there. They were looking a little elderly. Means that guy was looking like something like my father's age that time. So he was in a 4 years program. FPM it is called as management, the 2 years course for which you have to, that's called as PGP. Don't ask me the full form, you can Google it. It's called as a PGP course, and this 4 years course is equivalent to PhD. It's called as an FPM course. He was doing FPM finance and all. So everybody was elderly, he must be around 35 years old. He was looking close to 40. Because he had no hairs, he was, not like us, not like shaven, but then he was not having supply only. Like that. So, but then we started telling him, and he was challenging us like anything. He got very excited. Some candidates come here, sit down, and he started talking, asking a volley of questions here, there, everywhere, starting asking questions. And in the meantime, he had sent one candidate. He got 6-7 more people, So we were just 2 poor guys, and here there were 6-7 of them. One to elderly and outspoken and all that. They were challenging like anything and all that. So he was challenging on, okay, every point we would say one line, we would speak 5 questions they will shoot. Like that. That's how it was going on. Very, so it was very fierce. And so I remember the devotee with me, he was getting very agitated and angry. And then this guy, he was telling, Ari, you are a saintly person, you're not supposed to get angry, Where is your practice, And then he was telling, this guy is not practicing, he's a new guy, it says, because he's not able to take it up. He's getting agitated. In between, he would say, okay, drink some water, cool down, then we'll discuss further, like that. So he was that way. And one point he was thrusting us for a long time was, what is the benefit which you get by practice of spirituality? And then many things he was saying, and he was smashing everything and all that. And then we said divine qualities. And he said, what do you mean divine qualities in an abstract term? Pin it down. He said, okay. Then we said, okay, divine qualities. And he said, what divine quality? Pin it down, be precise. What? I said, humility. And he started laughing, Seeing him, all of them started laughing. They said, ha 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 ha. So I also started laughing. That's how I wanted to do. Like that. So it was very funny. But my colleague, devotee Prabhu, he was not laughing. He was in a different state. So like that. And then he said, okay, if it is humility that you get by practice of spirituality, then I don't think I need spirituality. I don't buy it. And we asked, okay, why? He said, no, humility is very simple. For humility, you don't have to chant Hare Krishna. I said, what do you have to do to get humility? He said, humility you can get very easily. I said, how? We were asking him, how do you get humility very easily? So his conception was, for humility, you don't have to chant Hare Krishna, you just marry. Good enough. You will be forced to be humble. Like that. So, by the way, our discussion and debate that time continued for 6 hours. By the time it was 3:30 a.m., he was convinced that he can practice spirituality. He said, okay, I'm very happy, we had a good discussion. And I got some clarity like that. Like that he was, and he said, let us celebrate by going and having a tea, So we said, no, we can accompany you to the tea stall and then we move forward to the gate because our celebration is by attending the Mangal Arati. You keep drinking tea, we will go and chant Mangal Arati. Now it's the Mangal Arati time. So we directly went for Mangal Arati. So we reached around 4:15 or so, took bath, and then 4:30, Mangal Arati. So, but you see, what he was talking about, humility, was, so he was talking about humility in a very, that's the kind of directionality which he was talking about of humility was from a very subdued perspective. From a very subdued perspective. So we see that, okay, the person is, and they are saying, okay, you are forced to become humble because so many situations come before you and you're completely broken and crushed and all that. That is not what humility is about. That is, very crushed and broken state because the person understands, if I retaliate, it is going to break up. Therefore, better be quiet. But then, does the mentality of the person change? No. The mentality of the person doesn't change. He may not, so then there is strain in the family anyways. And because of that, many times, like you will see in management, there is this common phase in the developmental studies of the modern day corporate lifestyle. It is seen that many times when people are 30, 35, 40, they go through the stage of midlife crisis. So midlife crisis means they're fed up with their family, they're fed up with their job, they're fed up with everything. Like that. And that's why all these movies and all show that, okay, if you're fed up, you can change. Throw your job, throw your wife, and those kind of things they show. This is not the concept of humility. That, okay, one is become a dormant volcano from an active volcano. That's not humility. That is cheating oneself, that's all. Humility, the quality of humility operates from change of perception, not negation of reaction. Is the difference clear? Change of perception and a change change of perception is very different from simply withholding a reaction. I am not boxing you. That doesn't mean I am not humble. I mean, I am humble. So, so there is no exploration. So I may be able to hold myself and not explode. That doesn't mean I am humble, because what is happening inside me is what is most important. So if inside me there is volcano and I am not yielding it out, it is just a matter of time. It is just a matter of time that it is going to explode out. Like you will see many times in the consumer industry, the modern day consumerization, marketing, you will see many of these marketing agents, they behave very nicely, they talk very nicely. Hello sir, how are you sir? We are there for you sir, we care for you sir. Like that. They speak very nicely, politely. One may think, oh, my friends don't behave like that, my wife doesn't behave like that. These people are speaking very nicely. So do they have very great amount of positive loving feelings towards us? Not at all. It's all external facade. Facade? Mask. It's all an external facade. Like that. How do we understand? Don't take their product. So immediately the smiling face becomes grinning face. And sometimes they go in a shop, they're very nice. They're very nicely talking. Don't take them to say, kahan se aa jate hain. Isn't that? So you see, so the whole thing, the ground is not simply the reaction, but the ground is what we think internally, how we perceive it internally. How we perceive it internally. Therefore, we will see Srila Prabhupada's. So that is why people think that, okay, those who are humble, they are weak fellows, because they cannot raise their voice. They don't have voice. They cannot raise their voice. They are humble fellows. So this is the modern day misunderstanding of what is called as humility. Now when Srila Prabhupada is giving the definition of humility, Srila Prabhupada is not talking or addressing about the root disease which we have to target. The root disease is everyone is anxious to receive honor. The chase after honor is what drives one's life. The chase after honor. Now please tell me, does getting admission in IIT guarantee happiness? Or NIT or whatever. So a seat in IIT is equivalent to happiness? But then why are people now running behind it? If admission in IIT is not equivalent to happiness, why are people running behind it? Where is the happiness? What are people running behind? Is happiness in IIT admission? Is happiness in the place where IIT buildings are there? Is happiness in the faculty? Is happiness in the lab equipments? Is happiness in the hostel? Where is happiness in IIT? Now the whole IIT concept, where is the happiness? Who can answer? Okay, so he's saying that in the honor one gets. In the honor one gets. And you had something to say?
That's very respect from others because of IIT.
Yes. So when you enter the IIT building, do you feel happiness? All of you are cycling going to IIT every day, right? Okay, short-term course, but at least something, you know. Right? Certificate will come from IIT original, you know, like that. So do you feel some happiness, you know, going inside that course dedicated to the, who dedicated to service of nation comes inside, you know. That outside course, and then you go to the dedicated to service of nation and all that. You feel that as if you have landed up in a different place. When you enter the buildings, you feel something different. Is there happiness in that? So the happiness is only there in wearing the IIT t-shirt and roaming around in the whole world. You know? Am I correct or wrong? How many of you agree with me? And okay, so those who don't agree with me, what do you feel? What is your feeling? So is it not people want to put it off? Like even the first day people come, they want to put a selfie there in front of it, you know? And then they get a degree, and the first thing they put their degree in the social media, no? Those who get admission, they wear a t-shirt, roam around everywhere, there, no? So people are very excited when they're going back to their hometowns, and they go back to their school, you know? And other friends, and they're wearing IIT t-shirts, you know? And they are doing yo, the cool guy, you know? And people are saying, oh, IIT is coming, you know? Like that. So happiness. So therefore Srila Prabhupada is very rightly pointing out, this world is simply an honor chase. This world is simply a chase for honor. You all heard from Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, right? Did Chaitanya Charan Prabhu tell you about his GRE? Did he tell you about his GRE experience? Why he came to Krishna consciousness?
He was topper in Maharashtra.
Yeah, he was topper in Maharashtra in GRE. No, he had the highest marks. He told about that, right? But then what happened? Did he tell?
He get fed up.
Yeah. So he was telling?
Yes.
He told us. So all of you remember he was mentioning that. So he studied for 2 years. He was completely day and night studying and he got the highest number of marks in the entire Maharashtra. For 10 years, nobody had got that much marks in GRE. And now when he had got that highest marks, he was not wanting to stay home. He wanted to roam around. Because what he wanted, people should come and congratulate me. And yes, the first day people are coming and they were saying, oh, wonderful, what you did, you smashed it, you hit it, you exploded it, whatever, And then he was feeling very nice. Yes. Like that. The second day, similar thing continued. Third day, it went off. What to say of people cracking GRE or getting good marks in GRE? People forget everything. Even somebody gets an Olympic gold medal, after 1 month everybody forget that also. Is it not? That way. How many people, okay, you are all technocrats, technology, science and all that, how many people from India have got Nobel Prize? Science, technology, So, how many Indians have got Nobel Prize till date? Not two, it's more than two. Much more than two. Not just two. So you see, none of us know it, right? We are science, technology, everything, No, we claim to be like that, Science, technology and all that, Technocrats, scientific guys and all that. We don't even know that. So this world is like that, who cares? Isn't that? Who cares? 1, 2, 3 days down the line, they forget everything. Isn't that? Who cares? Like that. And then when this started happening, but then his expectation was very much high. 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day. And he was going out and meeting each and every friend and acquaintance. And then 4th, 5th day, he was meeting people, they were talking about different subject matters. He wanted only one subject matter. People are talking about, what has happened to Bal Thakre and what has happened to Raj Thakre and all that. And they started talking about different subject matters. And then if the anguish was so great, he was reminding them, GRE result has come. He said, GRE result. Acha, तुमने कुछ अच्छा मार्क्स लाया था ना? Okay. No problem, But देखो कौन सी सरकार बनेगी अभी महाराष्ट्र में. Like that was happening. So 5th day, 6th day, he was utter frustrated. So he shares this experience that he was utter frustrated and he was roaming around on the streets of Pune, aimlessly with utter frustration because now nobody was even caring to what to say of glorifying him. Nobody was even caring to even come and talk or like that because that's the nature of this world. And in that frustration he was wondering that all this energy which I spent, I am frustrated. I am not so happy. But where is the policy? What is wrong? What is wrong with material endeavors? What is wrong with material ambitions? And he was wondering here and there like that. He was roaming around an MG road and he found our temple. ISKCON International Society. He went in. So he got some answers. Like that. So that was one of the key things which helped him become a devotee. Because he could realize the emptiness. You see, therefore what Prabhupada is saying is something very, very to the root. That this chase for receiving the honor. Now we say, okay, what's wrong in trying to chase for receiving the honor? See, what is wrong is that the whole chase is based on an illusion. What is the illusion? The illusion is if I get honor, I can be very happy. That is the illusion. So that's the illusion. Like sometimes what happens here is that now assignment is given by the professor. Now the Janta doesn't want to do the assignment. Somebody has to do the assignment. So then they will say, okay. So people don't want to, then they think, okay, whom to catch. So they will say, okay, they will catch one guy. Yes, you are so intelligent, You are 9-pointer, Like that, You are God man, God are there. Gardena assignment, And this will say, yes, I am very intelligent, I am God are there, I karta assignment. He does the assignment, 1 day before the submission, And on the day of submission, everybody does the assignment. You know, who struggled? One guy. Who got marks? Everybody, you know, right? So this guy, poor fellow, he got fooled because of this chase for honor. Isn't that? The chase for honor, the chase for appreciation. That okay, people should glorify me. In this way, one is made to see this fabric is very deep rooted in the society, and people they keep doing something very foolishly. I was in Dhanbad once, and we were trying to search a voice in Dhanbad. That was the beginning days of the preaching of Dhanbad. Now it's IIT Dhanbad. Previously it was ISM. So one guy, he was making a fourth story. His name was Chaturvedi. He talked about many things. I'll just focus on one aspect. So he was constructing a third story, and he was telling, "Dekho, हमारा तीसरा माला बना रहे हैं, So for him and his family to stay, the ground floor was sufficient. First floor, second floor, third floor he was constructing. I was asking him, अरे आपका फर्स्ट फ्लोर भी रेंट के लिए एम्प्टी है, सेकंड फ्लोर भी एम्प्टी है, आप थर्ड फ्लोर क्यों कंस्ट्रक्ट कर रहे हैं? एवरीथिंग शुड मैच, सप्लाई शुड मैच द डिमांड ना. इसी लोकेलिटी में अब उनके घर में फर्स्ट फ्लोर एम्प्टी था रेंटल के लिए, है ना, विच इज व्हाट ही वाज ऑफरिंग. सेकंड फ्लोर भी एम्प्टी था, विच वाज बियॉन्ड आवर नीड्स, है ना. बट देन व्हाई ही वाज कंस्ट्रक्टिंग अ थर्ड फ्लोर? लॉजिकल बात है ना. सो आई आस्क्ड हिम दिस क्वेश्चन, भाई. तो बोले नहीं, वो बोलते हैं ना, वो रेपुटेशन की बात है ना, रेपुटेशन. अच्छा, ये तीसरा माला बनाने में कौन सा रेपुटेशन होता है आपका? बोले नहीं, समझे नहीं क्या, है ना. तो ठीक है, आप समझा दीजिए. बोले ठीक है चतुर्वेदी, आप ही समझाइए. बोले क्या है ना, पूरे लोकेलिटी में अपना बिल्डिंग सबसे ऊंचा होना चाहिए ना, ऊंचा होना चाहिए, है ना, लाइक दैट. सो देन आई वाज थिंकिंग, सो फूलिश, है ना. व्हाट डू यू कंसीडर इट एज? भाई रेंट पे जा नहीं रहा है ना, फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे नहीं जा रहा है, खाली पड़ा है ना. सेकंड फ्लोर बना दिया, उसके बाद थर्ड फ्लोर भी बना रहे हैं, एंड ही इज टेलिंग फोर्थ फ्लोर भी बनाएंगे आगे जाके, है ना. तो at least if it is going on rent, you are getting some money. That money you are getting, you are investing, like that. But you are not getting rental also, still you want to make it. It is foolish. What is he getting? It's just the madness for honor, that's all. So that is why this madness for honor actually represents the very pathetic and miserable, hungry, desperate condition of the living entity in this world. क्या क्या करके देखो, ऑनर के चेस में लोग क्या क्या पागल के काम करते हैं. समटाइम्स जैसे देखो फैशंस, है ना. सो मॉडर्न डे फैशंस, दे आर लाइक अ फनी कैरिकेचर शो, ना. अपने आप का मजाक बनाना है तो फैशन, बस फैशन दिस्ता ये बोलते हैं, वैसे बनना चाहिए, है ना. क्या क्या अजीबोगरीब हरकतें करते हैं लोग. कोई इधर दाढ़ी रखता है ना, कोई इधर बाली लगा लेता है, कोई यहाँ लगाता है, कोई यहाँ लगाता है, कोई इधर लगाता है ना. दे लुक अव्वल नंबर का घोचू, है ना. इधर नेल पॉलिश लगाते हैं ना, यो में ना, लाइक दैट, है ना. अव्वल नंबर का थर्ड डिग्री घोचू ना, दे अपीयर एज, ना. अकल ना शकल एंड चले स्टाइल मारने, है ना, लाइक दैट. इज इट नॉट? But you see, and many of these things are very costly also. ऐसा नहीं कि वो किसी जंक में कबाड़ में ऐसे ऐसे करके कुछ निकाल लिया, बना दिया, like they tear the jeans and wear and all those kind of things, ऐसा नहीं कि वो सेकंड्स में फटे हुए कबाड़ी की दुकान से नहीं लेके आते. It is very costly, is it not? Like that. And so much for what? Just for looking different. And hairstyles, people have all kind of different hairstyles. कोई इधर छोटी रहता है, कोई इधर छोटी रहता है, like that, So one time I was shaven. I was in so we had gone to Taiwan actually. I was studying in Melbourne University, and I generally shave my head once in a month or so, like that. So cool head. like that. So I was in that cool head stage, and some of my colleagues who were in Taiwan, so there were many PhD students and all that. Some were Chinese, South Americans, Europeans, Americans, like that. And they were all together, and I was with them. And each one was introducing, but they had all come from different universities. We were having a conference in Taiwan, NCTU, Hsinchu, Taiwan. So it's just 2 hours from Taipei, like that. And so then they were telling, hey, so they looked at me and then they said, hey, your hairstyle is very unique. I thought this hairstyle is very cool hairstyle, it gives you a lot of cool vibrations, you should have a cool hair, like that. And then they started discussing whom this guy's hairstyle matches, like they're all Western guys, they were all Western guys, so they were not used to, So, and then they said, oh, I think this hairstyle matches. They were saying some character in Star Wars, some character in this and something like that. They were doing a discussion and all like that. So, point is, people have a lot of weird kind of, and then the weird tattoos and all that, Our tattoo is such a nice tattoo, What tattoo is, Good one, Like that, It engenders devotion, Sattva, And their tattoos are ghostly and all those kind of things. So you see the point, this is all honor game. And this honor game simply reflects the desperation of the heart. That there is acute hunger and thirst in the heart. So people want to satisfy that in so many weird kind of trajectories. Is it not? That is why this chase for honor has to be given up. This chase for honor has to be given up. Now, Bhagavatam has a very, very beautiful description. Like Bhagavatam talks about happiness. And it says that, okay, if you want happiness, it's not very easy in this world. So if you want to become happy, when you want to squeeze out happiness from others, it's not easy. Nobody will give you. Like children, suppose children has a toy and the other person says, hey, mujhe bhi de do. Nahi, main nahi dunga. This mentality remains throughout life. People will say, share it with them, people will not give, like that. So now to squeeze out happiness is very, very different, a very difficult game. Like suppose one may say, I am boss, so I will squeeze out work from you. And the person says, okay, I am employee, but I am smart one. I am a smart guy. So you want to, you are paying me 5 lakhs, I will work 1 lakh. And the boss is thinking, I am giving you 5 lakhs, I will make you work 15 lakhs. So both are trying to exploit each other. The result is going to be, both will be miserable. Is it not? So squeezing out happiness from others is not easy. The Bhagavatam says that, okay, what is the problem? The problem is finding happiness for oneself. That is the problem. So what is the solution Bhagavatam is giving? Start seeing happiness in others' happiness. That is the highest platform of consciousness. Para Sukha Sukhi. So if I want to see happiness for my own self, very difficult to get it. Then I have to really find a ground where I can excel and show off myself others, from others, and then I may get temporary, momentary happiness. Is it not? So it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very rare. But if I feel happy in others' happiness, then I can be happy anytime. Is it not? Then I can be happy anytime. Right? So I remember an incident. I was in class 5th, so I had got the first prize, and they had given me, the school had given me 4 books, this big novels and all as a gift they had given. And there was one of my colleagues, he had got the 5th prize, consolation prize, he got a small book. So we used to travel back in the same tempo, because we used to stay in the same locality. His brother also would travel back, he was 2 years elder, 2 or 3 years elder. So we had, both of us had got these prizes. I had 4 books, he had 1 book. My books were this big, all 4 together. This big books were their novels, and his was small one, like that. So I remember his brother, he was staring at me with a very bad frown. It was very bad, this frown here, you know. So, see, people congratulated his brother also, they congratulated me also, you know, like that. You know? So, and they were seeing his prize also, they were seeing my prize also, you know. So everybody was, you know, like that. And this elderly brother, he was very badly looking at me. So he was very morose, like that. And he was staring at me all through, you know. As if I had done a great crime because of, because I had those 4 big books, novels, you know, like that. And then because I had this 4 big books and all that, you know. So, and then before, it was half an hour journey back. In that half an hour, and at one point of time, he was exclaiming, you know. He was saying, "Gosh," you know. You know. So these 2 brothers, their name was Love and Kush, you know. They didn't show qualities of Love and Kush. At least by that time, I hope and pray they got, you know, Krishna guides them, you know, good in their lives. So he was exclaiming, "Kash, you know, ये जो prize है ये मेरे कुश को मिला," you know, like that, ना? That is what he was exclaiming. See, this was his problem, ना? So why he was morose? So I understood. See, I was a small child. I was in class 5. I was, you know, age 10. You know? But I could understand that this guy is miserable because of his unreasonable attachment. You know? Because of his unreasonable attachment. So he is miserable because he wanted, okay, those 4 books should be to, you know, push. Why? Because he was identifying with his brother. You know? So why he could not identify with me? You know? He could have very well identified with me also that okay, हमारे locality के बच्चे को मिला है, हमारे locality में prize आया है. In our, you know, ingenious society, you know, that prize had come, you know. He could have identified with me also, you know. Me and him were very good friends, you know. Me and his brother were very good friends, you know. His brother came to KGP also along with me, you know. We both were together, you know, all through schooling here in KGP also. So why was he, why was he unnecessarily differentiating, you know? So you see the point, you know? So he could have seen, ना देखो मेरे भाई के दोस्त को मिला है, बात तो एक ही है, मेरे दोस्त को मिला है ना? हमारा achievement हुआ है. He could have identified. If he would have identified like that, he could have celebrated his brother's success and my success also. Is it not? But because he was, mean-minded and narrow in his approach, even though his brother was successful to some degree, with to good degree, there were 200 people. Out of 200 people, he had number 5. You know, is it bad? So he was miserable and morose. This is the problem. When we want selfish enjoyment for oneself, that I want only for me, then no matter what happens, one is miserable. One is miserable. So I know the guy who would, from our school, 2 people had cracked IIT, not like that. And there was one of my colleagues, he was not very happy with his cracking IIT. Why? Because he had rank 730, I had rank 717. So he was preaching to me, don't take Delhi, don't take Delhi, don't take Delhi, don't take Delhi, you know. And anyhow, I didn't took Delhi. I came to Kharagpur, you know, like that, you know. So he came to mechanical in Kharagpur, you know, like that. Why? Because, and he got the last seat of maths computing in Delhi. And that time maths computing started, you know, like that. So point is that, you know, even after, when we see happiness in others, then we can be happy for any cause, is it not? Then we can be happy for any cause. Happiness does not lie in squeezing. Happiness lies in service. Therefore, when you will serve prasadam, you will feel that you will be more ecstatic than when you eat prasadam. Try it out. That is why mother cooks whole life. And she is feeding her husband and her children and all that, you know. But happiness lies in service, like that. So let us see a beautiful aspect of humility which Srila Prahlad Maharaj explains in the 7th canto. Let's recite this verse. Shri Prahlad Vacha Brahmadaya Suragana Manayotha Siddha Satvaikata Nangatayo Vachasam Pravahe Naradhitum Purugune Aduna Pikipru दोष तुम्हारहति समय हरे मुग्र जाति. This is the first prayer of Srila Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj has been forced to come in front of Lord Nrsimhadev to pacify the ferociously angry, uncontrollably angry Lord Nrsimhadev. The demigods tried, they couldn't appease the Lord. Everyone tried, they couldn't appease the Lord. Mother Lakshmi was approached to make an attempt. She refused, she said no. Because she knew the heart of Lord. But externally she said, I have not seen my husband in this mood. This is not the right time to approach him. That is what she said externally. And then Narad Muni is coming, Brahmaji, they are coming. Brahmaji is approaching Prahlad Maharaj, and Brahmaji is telling that the Lord has come only because of you. You only go and attempt to appease the Lord. Jai Shri Srivanath Baldev Subhadra Maharani Sudarshan Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Shintai Shyam Gaurchand Bhagwan ki Jai. Radha Shyam Sundar Bhagwan ki Jai. And this 5-year-old boy is going and with folded hands and he is offering pranam to the Supreme Lord. Immediately the Supreme Lord's anger gets vanquished. The Supreme Lord takes his blessed hand and places on the head of Prahlad Maharaj to bless him, as you can see here in the picture. That hand, that blessed hand which is eager to bestow fearlessness upon his devotees, the Lord placed that hand on the head of Prahlad Maharaj. And then the Lord was feeling that, okay, I am having more love. I am feeling more love for Prahlad. What should I do? So the Lord picked up Prahlad, made him to sit on his lap and started cajoling, caressing his hair. And then the Lord was feeling, no, I am having more love. This is not sufficient reciprocation. And then the Lord, because he is the divine lion or the divine lioness, so like a lioness loves and cares for her cub, in that same spirit the Lord very lovingly started licking the body of Prahlad, just like a lioness licks her cub, like that. And then Prahlad Maharaj starts offering beautiful prayers. And this is the first prayer which Prahlad Maharaj is offering. This is the first prayer which Prahlad Maharaj is offering. Let's try to see the... So I'll show you the purport, the translation and purport. See, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Brahmadaya Suragana Siddha. Oh Lord, I am able to see that here there are so many devotees of yours, headed by Brahmaji and Indra, Chandra, everyone. And they are all such wonderful devotees. They are all filled with the mode of goodness, Sattva. And they are offering their choicest, wonderful prayers, oh Lord. And you are not getting appeased. You are not getting pleased. You are not getting pacified by all of them. And he is saying, oh Lord, what to say of me? I am most unqualified. I am born in a demoniac family, a fallen person, mode of ignorance. How can I please you, Lord? So this is a very beautiful verse, and Prabhupada gives a very amazing purport also. Short but very powerful purport. See, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, how is it possible for me, who have been born in a family of asuras, to offer suitable prayers to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Even until now, all the demigods, headed by Lord Brahma and all the saintly persons, could not satisfy the Lord by streams of excellent words. Although such persons are very qualified, being in the mode of goodness, then what is to be said of me? I am not at all qualified. What a consciousness, you see. In the arena, see, this was a cosmic arena. The demigods are the grandmasters of the entire universe. All these grandmasters failed. In front of them, a 5-year-old boy has been able to be victorious in pacifying the Supreme Lord. And then now when he is into the limelight, what he is doing? He is not waving to everyone and dancing, I am the champion now. Nobody can compare to me, all Brahma, Indra, Chandra, right? I am the champion. He is not behaving like that. You see his behavior. He is glorifying all the demigods. See? Look at his consciousness. Here, the Lord has chosen him. He has been proved to be the supremo amongst everybody. And he is giving all glories. He is glorifying everyone else. No zoom on oneself. This is called as humility. This is called as humility. And this is the reason why he is chosen. Why the Lord was having oceanic high tides of love for Prahlad? Because this was his consciousness. That he has his heart full of appreciation for everyone. Full of appreciation for everyone. So this is where the crux of humility lies. So humility does not lie in ignorance. See, the platform of humility is not ignorance. The platform of humility is knowledge. So what is the knowledge which Prahlad Maharaj is talking about? So he is very much aware that all devotees, they are very sincerely serving. He is very much aware of their good qualities. And in that light, he is offering respect and appreciation for all of them. As for his achievements, he is considering all my achievements, whatever they are simply because of the mercy of all of these devotees and the mercy of the Lord. I remain unqualified. So this, isn't it very wonderful? Isn't it a very superb and unique thought process? What a thought process! Just try to see the consciousness. The consciousness is always in trying to find good in others. And whatever good has come in me, that is because of the blessings of others. And that is why later you will see when Lord Nrsimhadev is forcing Prahlad Maharaj to take benedictions, ask benedictions. Prahlad Maharaj is refusing. He is saying, I am not a businessman. I want to love you unconditionally. No, nothing I want in return. Because that is love, that is not business. And Lord Nrsimhadev is saying, no, this very attitude of yours is very pleasing to me. You have to ask some benediction. And then the benediction he is asking, we were touching on that verse yesterday. He is saying, oh Lord, I was fallen into a deep dark well full of snakes. When your pure devotee, he picked me up and made me like him. How can I give up service to such a great spiritual master of yours? Such a great devotee of yours, my spiritual master. So he is giving credit to his spiritual master, like that. And so now we may say, is this artificial? No, this is not artificial, this is reality. We owe our spiritual life to all the devotees. We owe our spiritual life to all the acharyas. Now you may come and say, Prabhuji, you gave a very good class. But let's try to analyze this statement. Did I give a good class? What are the ingredients of my class? No, if at all, ever, if at all it is a good class, let's assume, for assumption's sake. If it is a good class, is the preacher giving the good class? Where has he learned it from? Where has he learned it from? From reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, whose purpose? Prabhupada's purpose. Is it not? Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Maharaj's purpose? So if I am able to give a good class, suppose, is it my accolade? Should I be waving? You understood? I'm a great guy. No, it's foolishness. Then I make a fool out of myself. By thinking like that, because what I am speaking is all given by the acharyas. And how am I getting? I am getting through devotees like Radheshyam Prabhu, Acharya Ratna Prabhu. So if at all there is some credit and glory, it is to them that they brought it to me. Is it not? So this is, so when I am saying that, okay, it is not my credit, and then in the same way Prabhupada used to say that, okay, and then devotees would to give credit to Prabhupada that he has done some magic. Prabhupada said, no, I am an ordinary man. It is not my magic. The magic is Krishna's magic actually. It is Krishna's words, it is Krishna's mission. I am simply an instrument. And Prabhupada would say that, okay, my only credit is that I am just passing it as it is. I have not added impedance, or resistance or capacitance inside it. I'm just passing it as it is. Inductance, capacitance, impedance, whatever. I have not done any such transformations in it. I am passing it as it is. So I am best an instrument. That is the only credit which I have, nothing else. So you see, this is called as humility. So humility means awareness of the greatness of the Lord, of the Acharyas, the contribution of the Lord, of the Acharya. Therefore, this exhibition of humility is not at all artificial. This exhibition of humility is in full knowledge. So when Prahlad Maharaj is saying so, he is right. Who is Brahmaji? Brahmaji is acting as a demigod, and here Brahmaji is offering prayers. Lord Narasimhadev is not pleased. And then Brahmaji is coming to Prahlad Maharaj and saying that Prahlad, you only go forward. For you the Lord has come. So should Prahlad Maharaj think that I am greater than Brahma? Who is this Brahma? Brahmaji is the father of Narada Muni. It is Brahmaji who gives spiritual knowledge to Narada Muni. You see in Bhagavatam, Narada Muni is asking questions. Who is the Supreme Lord? Narada Muni is telling Brahmaji, oh Father, I see that you are great and you are the Supreme Personality. But sometimes I get a doubt, I get a feel that there is somebody other than you. May not be true, but I am getting a doubt. So please clarify. Brahmaji is saying, yes, I am not great at all. Krishna is great. Then he is talking about Krishna to Narada, his son. So Narada Muni is getting spiritual knowledge from whom? Brahmaji. Who is Narada Muni? Narada Muni was the person who gave everything to Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj got all his that knowledge, that power which he got, because of which he could be focused on absorption on Krishna, despite of these all these atrocities of Hiranyakashipu. That was coming through Narada Muni. And who is Brahmaji? He is the spiritual master of Narada Muni. And that Brahmaji is seeing something Krishna is not pleased. And he is coming and requesting Prahlad Maharaj to go forward. Should Prahlad think he is greater than Brahma? He will be a fool if he thinks like that. Is it not? So therefore, one who is in knowledge becomes humble. That's why Bhagavad Gita says, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavirasate. That knowledge, one who is in true knowledge, knowledge means awareness of reality, such a person will be naturally humble. Therefore, this humility gets enacted out by in full knowledge of the Supreme Lord, the contribution, the greatness of the Lord and the Acharyas. And I like that. So humility is about seeing the good in others, appreciating others. Each and every devotee in our lives has a great contribution to making us a devotee. Sometimes what happens is that somebody brings us to Krishna consciousness, that person may not remain in Krishna consciousness. It happens sometimes. Some people, I could see it happens to some people. But the person who brought them or introduced them, he himself is not practicing. After some time, it happens sometimes. But still, as a devotee, one should be grateful, because if that person had not come, I would not have been a devotee. Is it not? So, humility is about seeing the good in others and seeing the bad in oneself. So, humility is a sign of being in reality. Only in illusion we think that only I am great, nobody else is great. Only illusion we think like that. Humility is also a sign of great focus. Because if I am focused on looking at my faults, then why am I looking at my faults? So that I can improve, right? If I am focused on my faults, that okay, faults. Somebody will say, like suppose exam scenario. There are 10 chapters to be prepared. तुमने 9 chapter prepare कर लिए. Somebody says, उसमें focus करो ना. इतना तो prepare कर लिया. It's now James Bond performance. But a good student will focus on will think about the 9 what he has prepared, or think about the 1 he has not prepared. Because you don't know the exam syllabus. हो सकता है वो एक chapter से 40 number आ जाए. So is it not? That means 2 grades. Is it not? So that means 2 grades, straight T will end up in a B, instead of EX, right? So therefore a good student will focus on what still he can do, is it not? Therefore you will see sometimes good students, they are always feeling that they are not studied sufficient, not studied sufficient, not studied sufficient, because that is the consciousness which is required to excel. If one feels, "Arey, bahut kar liya," let us sleep, So then one will, become a hare in the hare and tortoise race, Bahut kar liya, so then others will excel, is it not? Like that. So therefore, humility is a very great quality. It is a sign of very much focus on improving myself, in a very, very pleasing manner. This is humility. Let's go back to the slideshow. Beautiful, no? Prabhupada quotes in the purport that Prabhupada quotes in the purport that, see, when the acharyas are humble, they say I am not qualified. They are very true, because see, on what basis they are saying they are not qualified? Because they are able to see that everything is coming from the grace of the Lord and the acharyas. So therefore you will see everywhere, even Jesus says that the kingdom of God will be inherited by those who are meek and humble. So only when there is humility, Radhanath Maharaj puts this out in a very nice way. He says, okay, Krishna is supreme positive potential, infinite positive potential. So now if somebody thinks that I am very great, so that means he is putting himself in a very high positive potential. So high positive and positive, Krishna is high positive anyways. So if I think I am high positive, then what is going to happen? Positive potentials repel each other. That is law of primary physics, is it not? Right? Now if somebody thinks I am not qualified, I am fallen, so I have no greatness, I have no goodness, I need to really take shelter of Krishna. So somebody thinks like that, that means he is putting himself in negative potential. And Krishna is high anyways, high positive. Krishna is high positive, somebody is negative, immediately what will happen? That will get, that soul, that good soul will be immediately getting attracted to Krishna. Krishna will pull him like that. Isn't that? Understandable? Law of primary physics? Like that? So, humility is the way of remarkable acceleration in Krishna consciousness. Like that. So, this is very nice. It goes by. See what Srila Prabhupada is saying. Srila Prabhupada is telling, some of his disciples, Prabhupada is saying, see this, find out the serving side of your God brothers. So Prabhupada is telling that, okay, as practicing devotees, we have both sides. Radheshampu says, see, those who are pure devotees, they are like swans. They have white feathers, they are very nice, they stay in clear water, crystal clear water, laced with fragrant, green. Those who are materialists, they are like crows. Black feathers, they do cow, they find the faults in others, they stay in garbage areas and all that. So now we are practicing devotees. So we are somewhere in between, intermediate species. So we have some white feathers which have come because of practice of devotional service, and some black feathers. So we have some black, some white. Isn't that? That is our stage. So now anybody we see is the fellow devotees around us, there are some black, some white. Correct? Now what should we see? Humility means seeing the serving side, the white side. Why should one not see the black side of others? Why? Because that black side is temporary, it won't remain. See, I may have a lot of black side. You may be able to see, okay, this guy is sitting in the top, he's having a lot of problems, a lot of faults, I have a lot of black side. But if I am there in the association of devotees and if I am chanting, then very soon my black side is going to get washed off, get transformed, and whiteness is going to come. So what is permanent is white, not black. Black is temporary. Srila Prabhupada gives another beautiful example to explain this. It's just like suppose sometimes children, they play football in kitchen, in rain, then the person is full muddy, and this person comes home and his brother is making a mockery of him. Hey, gandu, 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 like that. Now this person has gone to the bathroom, he's done with the shower. Shower है लेकिन इतना कीचड़ है, थोड़ा टाइम लगता है ना, 2-4-5 मिनट लगेंगे ना क्लीन होने में, ना? And still this boy is saying, gandu, gandu, gandu. Now it doesn't make sense, no? So I can be gandu, but if I'm in the shower, then you cannot mock at me, right? Because it's just a matter of some time, and I'm going to be clean, no? So this is a devotee's consciousness. Therefore, a non-devotee has overconfidence on illusion, based on illusion, but a devotee has a real confidence. Because a devotee doesn't have confidence in himself, he's confident in Krishna. And therefore, a devotee's attitude is what? That yes, I will be able to cross the ocean of this material existence. Not by my power, but by Srila Prabhupada's grace, by the Acharya's grace, by the Lord's grace. Antarishyami durantaparam tamo mukundang dinishevayeva. Now Srila Prabhupada is saying we should be fearful to offend others. Fearful to offend others. See, so why not to find faults in other devotees? Because those faults are temporary, because everybody is under the shower. So every one of us are going to be cleansed. And therefore to talk about dirt is foolishness, because it won't stay for long. And if we buy that, we become dirty, the other guy is going to get cleansed. The other devotee is anyway getting cleansed. He's under the shower. Is it not? So therefore, it is said that Bhagavad Gita speaks that what we catch from others is what comes in our heart. If we focus on the faults of others, those faults come in our heart. This is how the subtle circuitry works. So if I am focusing on your faults, I will get your faults. You are getting cleansed, I am getting your faults. See the unfortunate. See, is it not? You are getting cleansed by the practice of Krishna consciousness. So if I find faults in you, then I am getting those faults and you are getting cleansed. Is it not? Interesting, no? So then why should I find faults? Right? Then I should find the good qualities. Right? So therefore you see, now we say that okay, engineering technology lies in what do you call it as extracting the good out of seemingly something dirt or bad. Just like metallurgy. What is metallurgy? Metallurgy means from dirt and from dirt and dust to extract the ore. So if you take the gold ore doesn't look like gold. There is a lot of dirt within that. Some particles of gold will be there here and there. The whole engineering science or the technology of metallurgy is to extract the core out of the ore. Similarly, now when it comes to dirt and gold, we are not that meticulous. We have to do PhD in metallurgy and all that. Then you will know the real techniques of how to really extract the core out of the ore. Is it not? Now Bhagavatam is teaching us that technology for life. Metallurgical science from any living entity, how to extract the core out of the ore. Such a person is an engineer, a technologist, is it not? Because he can extract good, or the other. This quality is called as humility. So humility is a commitment to the focus that I only want to relate with the good quality of others. Because what is good in the other devotees around is where the grace of Krishna is coming from. And what is bad is temporary, it will go away in due course. Let me be tolerant on that. And therefore, in the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Narad Muni is teaching Dhruva Maharaj. Narad Muni is telling Dhruva, I will give you a Ramban formula. If you know this formula, you will never be miserable in life. Then Narad Muni is telling that those Dhruva, those who are more qualified than you, you can categorize them as seniors, and when you see them, you should feel very happy. Why do we feel envious? We should feel very happy. Why one should feel happy by seeing people more qualified? See, I am not able to get it. Therefore, I don't have that qualification. Somebody is coming in front of me who has cracked it, who is getting it. That means he is giving me a proof that it is possible. So I can also move forward. Secondly, I can learn from him how he is marching forward. And by learning from him, I can also go forward. Who is stopping me to go? Is it not? So then why to be envious? When we become envious, we become the loser. That's it. So Krishna is sending somebody more qualified than us in front of us. We should feel happy. Is it not? So that is what Narad Muni is telling. That when you see someone more qualified senior, one should feel great pleasure. When one sees equals, Narad Muni is telling, you should make friendship. Friendship is based on service and sacrifice. Friendship is based on helping others, hearing from others. So one's friends, one should not take cheaply. You know? So generally when people find equal, they try to boast about themselves only. अरे तुम्हारा गानी छोड़ो, मेरा सुनो, मैंने ये किया, वो किया, ये किया, वो किया, ये फोड़ दिया, वो फोड़ दिया, देखा, सारी कुछ, है ना? So then one will not benefit, is it not? ये अपना ही band बजा रहा है, blowing his own trumpet, like that. But we'll get benefit when we acknowledge and respect the personality of the other person also. From every person we can learn. And they are more available to us, those who are near us, is it not? Like suppose if you say that, okay, I will only listen spiritual life from Radheshyam Prabhu, you know? Then you will end up in a problem. Why? Because how much Radheshyam Prabhu is available to us? Not much, is it not? But if somebody says, no, I can learn from any devotee in my voice, you know? And such a person can grow very fast, is it not? So those who are seniors may not be so much accessible all the time. But then those who are available to near us, they can help us. So therefore friendship. So therefore we should serve them so that when we are in need, happily they will help us. Is it not? Like that. And then those who are juniors, see, in the colleges all around India the mentality is what? If somebody is junior, let me rag him. Hey, first year. Idhar aa, chalo intro de do. है ना? They do like that, ना? Hey, बच्चे लोग इधर आ जाओ, है ना? So then we ask them, अरे भाई, why are you doing ragging? सर नहीं, मेरा ragging हुआ था, मैं भी करूँ. मुझे तड़पाया गया था, मैं भी तड़पाऊँगा, है ना? Like that, ना? This is a very cheap mentality, isn't that? So Narad Muni is saying, when you have juniors, one should be very compassionate. So therefore when we go to preach, our mentality is not that, okay, I am a devotee of Krishna, you know, and you are all fallen souls, I am giving you mercy, okay? Like that. That is not our mentality. Our mentality is, I'm an ordinary fallen soul. But I was fortunate enough to receive mercy from the devotees. You know? Those jewels of mercy, you know, I had no qualification, I have got this mercy. I am sharing with you, you also enjoy. This is the basis of compassion. You know? So, and Narad Muni is telling, if you have this kind of attitude, then this kind of attitude ends all the material tribulations and miseries in life. You know? So therefore, humility requires guts. You know? Humility is courage. Humility is not a sign of weakness. You know? Why? Because humility means the focus that I want to go on improving. You know? I don't want to remain rest in the illusion that I am all good, all great, and all that. You know? Let me keep marching forward on the plane of goodness. You know? We may have covered a lot of ground, that's fine, but the infinite ground is ahead. You know? So somebody may say, okay, you're practicing so many years, you know, you're chanting 16 hours. Okay, I may be doing something, but with respect to how much remains to be done, this is insignificant. Let me focus on that. Is it not? So that is humility. That is humility. And you will see, even the greatest of struggles in life cannot be solved. Can be solved with humility. You know? Arrogance messes up everything, and humility will make one win everything. Humility will make one win everything. You know, like that. Rajesh tells one incident. One time he was going in a jeep for a program. So there was a devotee was driving him. He was a devotee, he used to chant 16 hours. And so he was driving in great style. And Rai Shampoo had told him many times, don't drive so fast. But then he said, nahi Prabhuji, hum sambhal lenge Prabhuji, koi baat nahi Prabhuji. Aap focus karo, kya lecture aapko prepare karna hai. Like that he was. So what had happened, because he was driving in great style, at one point of time what happened is that somebody came in a cycle or something in front, and then he almost banged that fellow. Applied the brake, but still it takes time, na? It takes time, na? to stop. So it touched him, it hit him a little bit. So he toppled off. Cycle tha na. So he toppled off and fell on the road, like that. And now this guy, he got some bruises and all. The cycle got a little, dent and all that. And बच गया वो, नहीं तो बहुत जोर से उसको लगता, है ना? So now this guy started coming and shouting, देख के नहीं चला सकते क्या, है ना? And interestingly, our this devotee, was driving. He also started shouting, "Hey, तुम अंधे थे क्या? रास्ते में आगे मरने के लिए मेरी गाड़ी मिली, He started saying that he found this vehicle only to die or like that, कहाँ से मरने के लिए आ जाते हैं करके, And this guy also became very hurt, and this our Prabhu also became very hurt. So, and Raishamu was telling, hey, why can't you be peaceful? He said, नहीं प्रभु जी, ऐसे कैसे हम कैसे चुप बैठे? आते हैं प्रभु जी, अभी आप prepare करो, माला करो, like that. So he started, So that boy was from Dalit community. So what he did is that he said, आता हूँ मैं भी. He used to stay in that area only. He crossed the road. In 2 minutes time, he got 30 people. They all came, हमारे, and they all came and they were bouncing. And this devotee was also, and from the back, Rai Shambhu was pleading, for Krishna's sake, please come back. My preaching program. He said, नहीं प्रभु जी, हम क्यों झुके प्रभु जी? Like that, his mind was, like that. And these guys, they became so furious. They were about to beat him up, and they said, हम तुमको भी मारेंगे अभी और तुम्हारी गाड़ी को जला देंगे, They were trying to get petrol to put fire on that vehicle, like that. Rai Shambhu understood this devotee is not listening, and it is going to be serious, So he called another devotee, he said, in that area, Rai Shambhu was knowing that devotee came, he was a brahmachari, Lakshminarayan, called him, Lakshminarayan was a Marathi fellow, he was a Marathi devotee only, so he knew the local language, everything and all that. So he came, as soon as he came, he was a brahmachari in Saffron, as soon as he came, he fell at the feet of all those people, said, please forgive us, we have created trouble for you. Immediately fell at the feet of all those people, and they started saying, आप नहीं, मौली, आप नहीं, इसको झुकाओ, like that, and this devotee, हम नहीं झुकेंगे प्रभु जी, like that, and then this Prabhu, he forcibly, made him to bow down and all that, carried his bag, made him to bow down finally. In 2 minutes, all of them went away. So you see, it is arrogance which messes up the affairs of this world. This devotee thinking, I am macho man, even if you have great, bicep, tricep, pentacep or whatever, whatever steps you have, 30 people in front of you can match. So that's the point. It only happens in Tollywood movies. It doesn't happen in real life, So, like that, So it doesn't happen, so in real life, what works is humility. Giving respect to others, acknowledging one's mistakes. In that way, one is always in the spirit of learning. Like that. Radhanath Maharaj gives another angle to this, very nice. One time he was in Mysore, he was in this park, There is a park in Mysore, good park and all that. So he was seeing a fountain. And Radhanath Maharaj, he said, a devotee should be like this. And all the devotees are wondering, devotee like this fountain, ye kya hai, Then Radhanath Maharaj explained, very nice. He said what? That, see, when it comes to doing service, the need of service, then a devotee is not shy. He is very daring and active. But as soon as the service is done, the devotee doesn't stand on the stage to receive the prize and the accolades and the gifts. The devotee is not standing on the stage, to receive those accolades and gifts and all that. Immediately the devotee is, so when it comes to doing the service, the devotee is in the forefront. But when the limelight comes, the devotee goes back. He says, "नहीं, मैंने नहीं किया है, ये प्रभु लोग ने किया है, not my glory, his glory, his glory, his glory," like that. So this is humility. So that the devotee is eager. It's like a fountain. So the fountain, when the need is there, usually sometimes it is said, there is this game called as hot potato game. Hot potato. Hot potato game, they throw hot potato at each other. Now you have to catch it if it is thrown by you. But you can throw it further. So it is hot potato. As soon as you catch it, it will burn. So you say, नहीं, मुझे ही चाहिए, मैं ही रखूंगा अपने पास. Your hand will burn, So you have to throw it on the other person. That's the game, Like that. So this name, fame, glory, honor, this is also like a hot potato. Not just a hot potato, it's hot molten iron ball. It's a hot molten iron ball. Person was saying, मुझे credit चाहिए, honor चाहिए, glory चाहिए. अरे, it is like a molten iron ball. And you catch it, it will burn. Immediately you have to throw it. To whom will throw? Will throw it that. So one will catch it, it will burn actually. So one has to throw. अरे मेरा glory नहीं है, Guru का glory है. Guru आपके लिए है ना. So the Guru catches it, he doesn't keep to himself, he throws it up, Ultimately it goes to Krishna, only Krishna can handle it. Like that. So this is the parampara, like that. This is called as humility. So now the next quality which is mentioned is called as dambha. So what is the difference between man and dambha? This is very interesting. So both are pride, but there is a difference between the two. That's why there are two qualities mentioned: amanitvam, adambhitvam. Mana means what? Mana means I am successful. I proved it. I was successful, and now I am proud of it. Dambha means one has not done anything, and still one is proud of it. Like you will see two types of candidates here in IIT wear IIT t-shirts. I'm just giving you a relatable example. One is candidates who have passed in JEE exam, they have got admission, they have come here, they are wearing the t-shirt IIT, But if you enter every hostel, all the mess workers also wear IIT t-shirts. IIT and be an IIT and think like IIT and I am IIT and whatever, like that. Many of the mess workers also wear that IIT t-shirt, like that. So somebody is roaming around in great style wearing IIT t-shirt. If he has cracked JEE, then he is mana. He is proud because he has achieved something. But a mess worker is walking like that in great style. I am also IIT. That is dambha. Clear? He has not done anything, and still he is proud of it. And you will see in this material world, everyone is proud. Everyone is proud. Even a beggar is proud. वो beggar बेचारे मैं ordinary beggar नहीं हूँ. पूरे हावड़ा स्टेशन का नंबर 1 beggar हूँ मैं. Like that, So any Tom, Dick, Harry, Gary, Larry, Mary, everybody think that they are Tismarka. That is called as dambha. So one should not have dambha also. And there is a very nice implication which the Acharya has explained when the understanding of dambha is there, which Srila Prabhupada also points out in his definition, that many times when we are doing religious practice, one should be focused on practicing very sincerely, not just making a show off of religion. Outside people many times they want to make a show off of religion. Hum bhi spiritual hai. And so then it becomes a pretentious cheating game. There should be focus on practice. That is why we say that our focus should be on acharan, on our behavior, on our practice. And what we practice, we can share with others. That is what is called as preaching. So preaching is not a show-off game. मुझे कुछ information मिला, मैं सबको download कर देता हूँ to prove that I am bigger than them. No. So our focus is always on practice. And yes, if and we can share that okay, I have got this nice. See, you have 50 rasgullas, you share with others, it is more enjoyment, no? Like that. You eat yourself, it will be diarrhea. Like that. So this is called as amana and adambha. Dambha and mana. Dambha and mana. So the devotees are like that, Like in Sri Sampradaya, there was one very great Acharya, his name was Parashar Bhatta. The next Acharya after Sripad Ramanujacharya was Parashar Bhatta. So one time Parashar Bhatta was in front of the Supreme Lord and he was praying for Lord's mercy. He was glorifying the Lord, praying for His mercy. When another gentleman he came, he started speaking very bad about Parashar Bhatta. He started speaking faults, bad about Parashar Bhatta. Immediately Parashar Bhatta looked at him. He thanked him. He thanked him. He was the Acharya of Sri Sampradaya. He's not a small, very great Acharya. He thanked him. Then he said to the Supreme Lord, "Oh Lord, every day I am telling you that I am very fallen and I need your mercy. You don't listen to me, you're not believing me. Today I have a witness. At least today please hear me, and please give me your mercy, So this is devotee's attitude, like that. So this is a devotee's attitude, that a devotee always is focused on self-improvement and focused on seeing the good qualities of others. And that is what humility is all about, from that standpoint of full knowledge. Okay, let's stop here for today. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So if you have any question, because it's almost 9:50 or so, individually you can ask. Hare Krishna.